We will now begin our ceremony. Welcome to Zeeland East High School's Class of 2018 Commencement Ceremony. At this time, please rise for the processional and remain standing for the national anthem.
was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Good evening. Families of our graduates and guests, thank you for your patience and the grace you have shown us as you have dealt with our last-minute change of venue. A special thank you to all of our campus and district team involved with our graduation ceremony preparation and reorganization, and to Hope College for accommodating our last-minute request. As principal of Zeeland East High School, it is a privilege to welcome you tonight to this ceremony. As the class of 2018 has shined in the areas of academics, athletics, co-curricular participation, community involvement, and in overcoming obstacles. These seniors have demonstrated fortitude in the most challenging of times and have maintained a great attitude throughout their high school season. It has been a joy to watch the class of 2018 grow these past 2 years into a fun-loving, unique group of individuals with intriguing aspirations and determined perspectives. Before we continue, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge several people. Parents, guardians, relatives, and friends of today's graduates, thank you for the opportunity to be part of your students' educational experience. I am grateful for your trust and belief in our school. In addition, I would like to express my gratitude to Zeeland community partners, local military veterans, and Zeeland Public School supporters for the positive impact you have on our students and campus. Next, I would like to recognize the members of our Board of Education and our Zeeland Public Schools Central Office administrators and staff. I am grateful for your endless guidance and constant support. I would like to express deep gratitude to the faculty and staff of Zeeland East High School. You are an amazing group of people who greatly cares about our students. Thank you for striving to provide the very best service to our students and school. I am blessed to be part of Team Chicks. Also, thank you to the faculty and staff of Zeeland West High School and Venture Academy for providing a wonderful experience to our students. To the staff members of our Early Childhood Center, Lincoln, Woodbridge, Adams, Negronigan, Roosevelt, and Quincy Elementary Schools, Zequest, Cityside, and Creekside Middle Schools, thank you for beginning the journey of academic and social-emotional learning of excellence for our students. And finally, to our graduates, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have been your principal. As you commence the journey called life after high school, I believe that each of you will have tremendous success with whatever dreams you choose to pursue as long as you believe. Whether your post-secondary plans are to attend college, trade school, serve our country in the military, join the workforce, enter the mission field, enjoy a gap year, or you simply are undecided about tonight and tomorrow, I encourage you to focus on your strength, those areas that you excel at, and continue to grow those areas that need your attention. I challenge each of you to view any adverse situation you may face as a learning opportunity. No matter where your life journey takes you, always remember that there's a group of people that work in a place that's north of Riley, between 96th and 100th Street in Zeeland, Michigan, who love you and are there for you for life. To all present on this wonderful evening, it is an honor to have you here, and we hope you enjoy tonight's celebration of Zeeland East High School's class of 2018. Mrs. Petrulia, please come up to introduce our valedictorian.
With plans to attend the University of Michigan's College of Engineering in the fall, this year's top graduate has achieved a stellar 4.5 cumulative grade point average through high school. His 1540 SAT score has placed him in the 99th percentile of all students who took the test nationwide. He has successfully completed a total of 12 advanced placement classes at Zeeland High and has been an integral member of the school's first robotics team. The son of Matt and Tammy Fox, I am pleased to introduce you to this year's valedictorian, Mason Fox.
I want to thank you all for coming tonight. This is a time of celebration, so I keep this fairly short to make the ceremony as painless as possible. On behalf of the student body, I would like to thank the teachers for their dedication to our academics. Although, I would personally like to apologize to all of my former teachers for often being in conflict with them. I'm sorry, you were always wrong. Not only have our teachers instilled knowledge within us, they have done a great deal to impact us as people. I will never forget the life lessons I learned from Jay Skizzle, my polyhomial, and the debate skills I've developed from arguing with Miss Working. I must also thank my fellow students, as we have all experienced this journey together. Many of you have impacted the person I have become. I believe the most important impact you've had on me is helping me appreciate the diverse ways my peers allocate their time. I have seen many students prioritize everything but academics, students who only dedicate themselves to academics, and many students in between. I was one of those students that dedicated themselves only to academics, and I can say that many aspects of my life lacked because of this. Whether it be due to senioritis or reflection, I decreased my time spent on academics, and I made an effort to devote a significant portion of my time to the people around me. This has dramatically changed my life, and especially my last year of high school. I was able to connect to other people in both a greater quantity and by more diverse means. Because our priorities and interests are all very different, the only thing I can ask is that you all question where or to whom your time is going, and if that time is balanced and healthy. A routine reflection on your most recent uses of time can reveal the tasks and people that are most important to devote yourself and your time to. I have begun to do this, and I hope that you all can achieve personal growth by reflecting upon where your time is best spent. I wish you all the greatest of luck. Thank you.
Well done, Mason. I'll step back. You know, you worked 13 years for that honor, and you hit a home run, so congratulations. 13 years, a 4.45 GPA. I kept telling my mother, I said, you know, I added up all the grades I ever got, and they added up to 4.5. So I'm in your range. Let's just be very, very quiet for just 3 or 4 seconds and listen. Are we glad we're inside? Well, thank you to Hope College and to our ZPS team. You know, they made this happen in about 24 hours notice, and boy, we sure owe them and our team. Aren't you glad we're here? I sure am. You know, you might not know, sure, thank you. You might wonder how this came to be. Well, really what happened is your principal Canoth, called just yesterday about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I could tell by the tone in her voice that indoors in Chick's Gymnasium at 95 degrees in humidity was not going to be a very good idea. So I walked over, and I said, my goodness, I sure agree with you. But then Coach Sattler came around the corner, and you know how Coach Sattler is, and he's pretty dedicated, let's go get him kind of a person, and he said, wait a second here, this is just part of life's trouble. We need to learn how to get to this, and it'll be mental training for us in competition. And he said, I think we ought to stay inside in Chick Stadium. So as the leader of our school district, I was kind of challenged with a dilemma here. Who do I go with and what do I do? So I decided to figure it out the way that we do so often. I asked Mrs. Kanoth to arm wrestle Mr. Sattler. You know who won. So as a result, we are inside. Well, class of 2018, are you ready for life after high school? We're there. I'm glad it's not too loud because I know that means you have great friends here too. But maybe a more entertaining question, are you ready for life without snow days? Oh no, I don't think so. And I can tell on these snow day mornings all the tweets that you're sending me saying, come on, Mr. DeKuyper, you can do this. I know where your minds are. Well, you are the class that had the latest snow day in history, only 7.5 weeks ago. And look at the change in our weather. Well, the finish line is right here. It is that close. You have earned it. You will cross it. And the only reason the rest of us are here is to congratulate you. And before I make a couple other comments, I'd like to just thank the Board of Education behind me. It's unusual for me to look back and not see sunglasses because that's how they normally look on graduation at the stadium. But I want you to know that each board member truly believes that tonight is their reward for what they do. It's handing you your diploma. They care about you as a person. And one more note, every single board member hand-signed every single diploma. Board of Education, thank you. You were taught by a team of professional educators. They believed in a partnership with you, just as Mason noted. And I loved seeing the tunnel. Well, tonight it was more like a row, half of a tunnel, but I still like seeing that half a row cheering for you and calling you out by name. It's that they know you in person that talks about the relationships that they have with you. You are not students, you are fellow learners with us. And like Mason said, teaching is a relationship. Your goals define their goals, and teachers here believe in a student-centered school district, not an adult-centered school district. But in the end, the only reason you are sitting here is because you did the work. Let's get back to your finish line. My advice is, it took you 13 years to get to this point, and 13 years to have the right and the privilege to walk about 20 steps across this stage. For you to cross this finish line, I want to suggest to you, really think about it when you get to the top. Remember when you first put your hands on your diploma. Go slow. Enjoy that moment while you walk across. Let your family get the photo that we want. We want that photo right there. This is where you will get your diploma. And to everybody with a camera, this podium will be moved way back, so there's a lot of photography room for you. Listen to your family's applause and take that in. And you know, in West Michigan, humility is a virtue. But tonight, I encourage you to truly be proud. Tonight, remember to thank your parents and to those special people who have helped you along the way. It doesn't take a gift or a card. In fact, I don't recommend that you use email or Snapgram or InstaChat or Twitter. I'm using Twitter now, though, by the way. But I recommend a good old-fashioned face-to-face smile, handshake, a hug, and a thank you. Do it in person. Well, some of you reached this finish line with minimal help, and others needed a little bit of a push, and I know there's just a handful of you that reached this finish line kicking and screaming with people pulling you across the top. But however you got here, you got here. Some of you reached a 4.0 and above, some are 3s, some of you are barely a 2.0. But I have good news. If you are a 2.0, you too can be the superintendent of schools. I'll do a little modeling for you here. Isn't that right, Mom and Dad? And thanks for the push back in 1978, because I needed it. Likewise, to the parents who are here, take the opportunity tonight to let your students, your sons and daughters, know how proud you are. Sometimes we let these occasions get by, and this is an occasion that is too important. Tell them you love them and tell them how proud you are. As graduates of Zeeland Public Schools, you are academically prepared, college and career ready. Administrators for Zeeland schools regularly head out through our community and meet with local employers to explore and gauge career opportunities, and we find out what we need for our local economy. Over and over, we hear you are academically gifted. They tell us, however, it's the soft skills, the personal attributes that really separate the great from the good. Life in employment is all about positive relationships, strong character, integrity, be dependable, be on time, you're willing to learn, take care of your family. Love your job, love your career, love every single day of life. Those are the skills that the employers really want on top of your academics. If you only remember one thing that I say tonight, please remember this. Life is all about face-to-face, or at least voice, conversations. Celebrations are wonderful in social media, but they're even better in person. And problems are almost always best solved in face-to-face conversation where you truly listen and try to understand what the other person is saying before you speak. The motto of Zeeland Public Schools is learning for life. You are ready for lifelong learning, and I look forward to shaking your hand on this side of the finish line. Class of 2018, congratulations. Thank you for listening. Following me is just a great friend and a great person who loves this community and he loves what he does. It's your board president, Rick Dernberger.
Thank you, Cal. And following up on one of Cal's comments, if you get under a 3.0 in high school, you too can be a Board of Education president someday. Hey, on behalf of the entire Zeeland Board of Education, we would like to congratulate all of you on a job well done. Tonight is one of the greatest nights for us as board members. Much of what we do on the Board of Education is behind the scenes. We work on contracts, we make district-wide policies, we approve budgets, but not tonight. Tonight is visceral and real. It is about you, young women and men, and we get to witness it, literally sitting on center stage. So thank you for letting us be a part of your big night. So I was just going to say good job, and I wasn't going to give you any advice, but I'm a dad, I'm a grandpa. I got to give you some advice, okay? So this will be less than 2 minutes, so bear with me. So I have a 2-year-old grandson, and this past Christmas, I had the opportunity to give him some written advice for when he graduates from high school. Yes, it's 16 years away, but they're going to put it in a time capsule because I might be dead, by the time he graduates, right? So allow me to share with you what I shared with my grandson, 4 pieces of advice stated in reverse order of importance. Number 4, it is possible to be assertive and kind at the same time. Being kind does not mean you are a doormat, and being assertive does not have to be done with aggression. Number 3, become a great listener to others. It's not about how well you tell stories. It's about how well you get others to tell you their story. Number 2, learn how to be fully present in the moment. This moment. Work hard not to dwell in the past or to fret about the future, but to instead be here, right now, in this moment. Number 1, live your life as an authentic and genuine person. That one can be really scary. It involves repeatedly making yourself vulnerable to others, but the relationships that are fostered from authenticity are profoundly meaningful. So you think that'll be good in 16 years for my grandson? I'm hoping so. Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. Enjoy this evening. It is about you.
That's really tall. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mara Schwartz. I'm the class of 2018 president. I have the honor to introduce to you our commencement speaker, Mr. Mark Van Soest. He spent 2 years as our principal, but the past 2 years, he has bonded with us as our coach and our teacher, showing us remarkable kindness and a lot of humor. I feel like, without further ado, is kind of weird, so here is Mr. Van Soest. Come in.
You couldn't hear it, but that was a good high five. I can't tell you how cool it is to see the word teacher next to my name, so thank you all. Well, your first day, though, back 4 years ago, I challenged you and I said to you, hey, the number one thing that's going to lead you to today is going to be to raise your hand when you have a question. I'm going to ask you to raise your hand one more time, but what I want you to do is that when you raise it up, I want you to find somebody who is here to support you today and wave at them. That way, when you're up here, you know right where to look. Stand up. Thank them for being here tonight. Thank you, class. There's two other people who I know are very, very important to you graduates. I'm not going to ask them to stand. I'm not going to ask them to be formally recognized, but I do want to recognize their combined 60 years of service to Zeeland Public Schools as they too kind of graduate in their own way. That would be Mr. Keith Walker and Mr. Steve Barber. Thank you for your service to Zeeland Public Schools. So, when I was first asked to give this speech, like a lot of the graduates, I thought, why me? So I did what old guys like me do, and I did some research without using Google or Wikipedia or anything like that, and I approached your class officers, and I said, what do you want me to say? How do you want me to approach this? And so based on your feedback, based on my own substantial gut, I'm going to give you a short list of a couple of things I'm not going to say tonight. I'm not going to say congratulations. I am not going to say you've made it, you've done it, or it's finally here. In short, those kind of platitudes and expressions of completeness simply aren't going to be mentioned tonight. So if that's what you're hoping for, parents, I apologize up front. Instead, what I'd like to do tonight is issue you all a challenge. But first, I have a brief story for you. You see, every year at about this time of the year, the combined administrations of the middle schools and the high school all sit around a table. And sometimes it varies a little bit who's there, but you always get the assistant principal, and you always get whoever's in charge of discipline at the middle schools. And what we want to know as a high school is what they are sending us. What is that incoming class going to be like? So as your principal, I was sort of petrified of that meeting. I didn't know what I was going to get. But as your teacher, a couple of days back in the classroom, I quickly came to recognize that that meeting is completely pointless. And I quickly came to realize that you're all individuals, and to lump you together as a class might be doing you an injustice. The truth of the matter is, standing before you here tonight, we don't know now what we didn't know then. We still don't know what kind of class you are. Sure, I can measure you in all sorts of ways. I can mention 4.5 grade point averages. I can mention other grade point averages that don't start with 4. I can talk about on the other side of the coin things like suspensions, things like SRC referrals, all that stuff. But what really matters is that you know tonight that by all those measurements, you're exceptional. You are great. So leaving here tonight, I need you to know this. You have acquitted yourself so well over the last 4 years. And because of that, at this exact moment, we are all exceptionally proud of you. But the real truth is, we have no clue what kind of class you are. To paraphrase Michigan head football coach Jim Harbaugh, who was paraphrasing Bo Schembechler, we aren't going to know for a while now. At your 10th high school reunion, we'll have an idea. Around your 20th, we're going to know a little bit better. And by your 30th high school reunion, we will all know exactly what kind of class you are. And we're going to know because by then we'll have a sense of the real impact you made on our world. We're going to know what kind of men and women you are, and maybe most importantly, what kind of children you've raised. See, in other words, it's not your high school graduation or what you've accomplished here or next door in Zeeland that defines you. It's the actions you're going to take someday. It's the principles you're going to develop and the things that you're going to be willing to defend that are ultimately going to tell all of us what you have become and what type of people you are. As I sat to work on this speech, I found myself staring at a book on a shelf. Not that you've ever been there where you've thought, uh-oh, I have to write something. So I looked at this book. It's by Tom Brokaw, published in 1998, and it's called The Greatest Generation. And what it's meant to do is it's meant to take your all grandparents, and it's meant to talk about all the great things that made them the greatest generation. And I should get closer, the greatest generation. What they did is they won World War II. They brought about a temporary end to fascism. They recharted the course of world history. They accomplished a lot, but that idea that they are the greatest is petrifying to a guy like me. I kind of want to be great at something, maybe even the greatest. Your grandparents' generation followed on their heels. Big bar to step up to. And what they did is their own great stuff. They fought and died with tremendous, though often overlooked, courage and honor in the jungles of Vietnam. They marched for the elimination of Jim Crow, and they lifted their voices in protest when they found injustice in our world. Now, for people my age and your parents' age, I am that old, our legacy is a bit more complex. It's a little bit more up in the air. And it may sound pessimistic to you all, but if I'm being really honest, I fear that it's too late for my generation, for us, to really do something great. You see, our opportunity to fight has passed. Our days of innovation are few. In short, our window for an impact on the world may be closing. And that may sound sad, it may sound down, it may sound depressing, it fits the weather, I don't know. But it's not meant to be that way. Because it's like a lot of hope tonight and a lot of selfishness that I'm going to tell you that tonight is the beginning of our defining moment. Because standing here tonight, I get a little different sense of what the world is. Because I think my generation's impact on the world is only beginning. Because you see, our greatest moment is you. It's every one of you. You are our chance to change society. Our proudest moment, your parents' proudest moment, and biggest contribution to the future won't be winning a war. It's not going to be stamping out injustice. It's going to be that day 17 years ago, 18 years ago, when we held you for the first time. When we took you in our arms and we said, "You're our hope. You're our future." The biggest challenge faced by me and my generation has been raising you and preparing you to face the world that you all walk out into. I've never done anything harder. I've been through Marine Corps boot camp. I had a parent die when I was your age. I have walked alongside friends and family members as they have been through countless turmoil, and nothing compares to the difficulty of making sure you are ready. So we've done our best, and now it's largely up to you. You're ready to face the world. Superintendent DeKuyper told you. And I believe that in your time here in Zeeland on our high school campus, you've laid that foundation. As teachers, the people sitting behind you, we've presented you with things that are so important to your success, from class content to life's little lessons. We've watched you succeed with pride, and we have been deeply affected when you have failed. We hope you've laughed more than you've cried. We hope you've won more than you've lost. And we hope you have felt more love than lonesomeness. So as you head into this larger world, I've only got one piece of advice for you. Dream big. I'm talking big, hairy, audacious, obnoxious, over-the-top, huge dreams. But it's not enough to dream. You gotta act. Tonight's ceremony is called a commencement for a reason. It's the start. It's the beginning. Sure, you're going to walk across the stage here, but you're only taking your first steps. So tonight, I implore you, commence. It is your time. Your time for sitting and watching in the classrooms of Zeeland is over. More people your age are going to vote in our next election than the baby boomers. You have a responsibility to not sit by and let someone else determine your future. Get out there, make things happen, lead. It's time to start exercising your feelings in a larger world. It's time to take on someone else's burden as your own, shoulder their cause, and become an advocate for those who can't argue for themselves. It's time to get after it in life. And if you're not up to leading, that's fine. Simply conduct yourself in a way that serves as an example for everybody around you. Simply through your actions, change the people around you. And if enough of you do it, you're unstoppable, because the world will change with you. No one less than Thomas Jefferson believed in the power of positive actions. He called it elevation, big word. Modern science doesn't get it. Modern science can't explain what's going on. But what we know is that when you watch somebody do something good, it makes you feel good. Feelings don't matter. What matters is that when you feel good and you see somebody do something good, you want to do something good too. And it inspires you to act. Be more virtuous. So when I say get after it, I simply mean be good people. Take time to forcefully block out the negative, delete the tweets, ignore the walls, forget the temptation to bully. Just be good people. Be nice. Care for one another. Be selfless. Love. Open the world's doors. Hold the world's elevators, and welcome the world's strangers. Do the little things that make our world a better place. And one day you're going to come back here. And we will all know then what we feel now. You're about to do something remarkable. So to all the parents present this evening, congratulations on your graduating classes. Classes of roughly 1985 to 1995, on behalf of your combined faculties, administration, and support classes, you have done well. You are great classes. And to you, the Zeeland East class of 2018, good luck. As you commence your journey into the wider world, we all have great hopes for you.
Thank you, Mr. Vansos. And now to our night's main event. Seniors, as your name is called by your teachers, you will walk across stage to receive your diploma, which will be handed to you by members of our Board of Education. Board of Education and Superintendent Dick Kuiper, please join me in the presentation of diplomas for the Zeeland East High School's class of 2018.
Mara Schwartz. Shannon Vaughn. Elise Gertis. Brady Buckingham. Corlin Hellenthal. Isaac Ringling. Elizabeth Klunder. Benjamin Walker. Emma Corley. Brendan Neese. Jessica Ringling. Mason Cook. Amber Zorman. Justin Michael. Mason Fox. Michael Corson. Sonomi Noren. Morgan Stigurda. Laura Matson. Isaac Beasley. Shane Linderman. Alec Meyer. Tate Van Eck. Austin Bonema. Jenna Scrotenborg. Clayton Cochran. Savannah Driesinga. Rachel Yonker. Aaliyah Hansen. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates. Row 1, you may now be seated.
Chloe Rhodes. Emma Nellis. Krissa Zuber. Trenton Zuber. Lauren McFall. Riley Rhymes. Cassidy Cabe. Connor Robertson. Nicole Gruendijk. Layden Biker. Casey Vredeveld. Zachary DeGraff. Taya Veldier. Ian Wiersma. Morgan Sturgis. Cameron Verhey. Ashton Hoogerhide. Daniel Kramer. Gabrielle Hunderman. Kevin Quintero. McKenna Ullery. Bryce Metzger. Sunny Suvangsa. Andrew Meister. Adam Mansoray. Jacob Van Bronckhorst. Kanan Bain. Nathan Maney. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates. Row 2, you may now be seated.
This row will be presented by Board Treasurer Mark Snyder. Jenna Behrens. Colton Compagner. Jaden Van Dornick. Cody Nykamp. Brecken Boovy. Blake Hildenbrand. Claire DeYoung. Keegan Ensing. Brittany Dreyer. Andrew Borman. Emerson Onstadt. Jared Aronson. Ashley Ketchum. Brecken Busker. Lily Dobbin. Nolan Visser. Jordan Dykstra. Jackson Badola. Taylor Henson. Riley DeCracker. Anna DeYoung. Kobe Heisinger. Corbin DeYoung. Jeffrey DeRue. Abigail Ferguson. Isaac Evink. Gavin Cano. And Hunter Veltema. So please join me in congratulating this row of graduates.
This row will be presented by Board Secretary Linda Bush. Anna Bupapand. Leslie Valle. Maya Newell. Faith Kuipers. Sydney Ritzma. David Senti. Elizabeth Velis Carranza. Yasmin Solis. Sarah Hauptman. Madeline Duquette. Kirsten Piatic. David Sumrall. Emily Shipley. Sydney Paul. Megan Van Dynen. Jacob Vanderschaff. Elizabeth Tran, Raymond Newth, Heather Trong, Michelle Meisty, Kelsey Middleton, Andrew Conroy, Chase Garvelink, Andres Gutierrez, Brenna Mulder, Eiley Telganoff, Allison Van Dam, Abby Mewson. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates. Row 4, you may now be seated.
This row will be represented by Board Trustee Todd Brennan, Emily DeYoung, Luis Esquivel, Eric Howley, Zachary Townsend, Allison Fritz, Jordan Town, Emma Alvin, Caleb Ackerman, Kaylee Vonk, Emily Wurst, Natalie Lugton, Laura Schumann, Jordan Deneth, Carson Lindblade, Whitney Kiles, Cody Simonik, Sarah Palsrock, Matthew Bullock, Megan Green, Matthew King, Veronica Dearborn, Riley Lietzma, Anna Eisinga, Luis Romero, Mariah DeVos, Lauren Pare, Teresa Wynn, and Hope DeYoung. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates.
This row will be presented by Board Trustee Ron Scott. Anthony Vanderhorst. Austin West. Samantha Bruin. Taylor Smith. Christian Van Dyne. Jonathan Winia. Caleb Ferris. Nicole Jiankong. Sherry Zhang. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Evan. My bad. I apologize. Evan Greenwood. Jordan Ritzema. Matthew Geddes. Carissa Walters. Colin Meisty. Noah Westra. Brendan Noel. Kaya Antrup. Gavin Stoll. Kristen Donnelly. Zaid Nyberg. Sarah Brown. Aaron Dolson. Damian DeWard. Mia Van Valkenburg. Nicholas Sturkin. Kyle Redder. Lindsay Scott. And David DeBoer. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates.
Row 7 will be presented by Board Trustee April DeWitt. Hope O'Connor. Madison Overway. Skylar Armstrong. David Kochenik. Morgan Bowder. Dylan Jacobs. Megan DeRue. Antonio Hampton Jr. Sophie Riemersma. Brendan Pinner. Kaylin Mitz. Jackson Burgetts. Autumn Van Dornick. Casey Lee. Lindsay Van Dyke. Ethan Geary. Grant Scheidler. Chase Baker. Mackenzie Bronkma. Teo Williams. Marling Munsamuni. Joseph Hungerman. Verania Lozano Delgado. Trenton Barber. Sierra Serrano. Aaron Polinsky. Oh. Ellen Purnell. And Caroline Marino. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates. Row 7, you may now be seated.
This row will be presented by Board President Rick Dernberger. Sarah Hertz. Alexandra Lee. Krishna Yin. Levi Brower. Nicholas Borson. Sheldon Gearing. Donovan Dye. John Hoovey. Brooklyn Aronson. Madison Weiler. Kiara Byer. Addison Edwards. Michael Alexander. Brandon Gibson. Patrick Ha. Mason Crawl. Mitchell Mudd. Nathan Tenbrink. Gabrielle Mansfield. Keegan Bootsma. Taylor Schuerman. Mateo Salazar. Nelson May. Corey Harris II. Craig Smith. Joshua Mudd. Carson Arnold. Chase Maidendorp. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates. Row 8, you may now be seated.
This row will be presented by Board Vice President Tom Denherter. Levon Losada. Patrick Parfrey. Emily Wiersma. Ashley Rusker. Justin Paik. Joshua Wilkinson. Duck Fan. Thong Suk Pong Thim Kam. Jason Smith. Benjamin Woodworth. Richard Jankowiak. Addison Vandenhebel. James Lanninga. Kristen Lopez. Jalen Upton. Trey Newstrom. Camden Skinner. Dakota Juries. Rylan Vasquez. Please join me in congratulating this row of graduates.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Class of 2018 Student Senate, and we have the great honor of presenting a traditional speech to close out this great ceremony. Since elementary school, we've all been working on a big project that today is approaching the final stage. We've been creating a house that will shelter us through the journey that we all love, which is called life. Now, this house, of course, is metaphorical, but it's still important nonetheless.
In elementary school, we laid the foundation. Through a whole lot of multiplication problems, learning to read, and all about me projects, we created a solid base on which to build.
In middle school, we built the walls. Through trips to Mackinac Island and Washington, D.C., the Blender, and Friday nights at Function, we built walls to keep in all the good memories we already had created and that were yet to come.
In high school, we put on a roof. We added flooring and some furniture. We reinforced and finished. We've all chosen different materials to build with, whether it be sports, fine arts, academic excellency, or a combination. We've built something to weather all the storms life can throw at us.
And there will be storms. There will be things that rip holes in the walls and tear shingles off the roof. You'll have to rebuild. Make sure to surround yourself with people you want to help you, because there will always be a pair of helping hands to support you.
This is not an easy thing to construct. There is a foundation, a roof, walls, and floors. But it's not yet a home. Your house could be any size, any shape, and any color. It is yours to design. It is yours to live in.
Finally, we've reached the next stage in our life. Over the next years, you get to decorate your house. Some of us may choose to hang diplomas on the wall, others medals of honor, and still others crafts and Employee of the Year recognitions. You may choose to redecorate your house again and again, but that is okay. This is your house. This is your masterpiece. Okay. Mrs. Knoth, would you please join us And class of 2018, please calmly rise and join me in moving your tassels. As we move our tassels from the right to the left, this symbolizes our journey from student to alumni. Congratulations.
Thank you, Student Senate. Superintendent DeKuyper, the Board of Education, and I certify that these seniors have met all the requirements for graduation as set forth by the state of Michigan. I hereby declare the class of 2018 to be graduates of Zeeland East High School. Congratulations.